This morning we're going to do a mat workout. So all you just need is a carpeted area, or you have your mat, and no other equipment necessary. We're going to be focusing on our hips, our glutes, and our pelvic floor. So as we get a little older, we tend to have a little arthritis setting in some certain places. We want to keep our pelvic floor strong so we don't have any incontinence issues. We want to keep the glutes strong. So those are the areas we're going to focus on this morning. We're going to stay down on the mat. We're not even going to get up and stand up. We're just going to keep it all down on the ground. I find this a very relaxing workout, and yet we're going to be really focusing on the subtleties of these exercises, and you'll get a good workout. You'll feel it. So let's get started. We're just going to lie down on our back. Our knees are bent, and we're just going to roll down slowly and come to a comfortable position. I want you to relax your shoulders. You can even tuck your shoulder blades under a little bit, and that kind of opens up the chest. Relax your neck and the head. They're neutral. Palms down, knees bent, and you should have a little curve, natural curve in your low back. When we do a pelvic tilt, that's when we flatten the back into the mat. And then when we extend and push the hips forward, pushing basically the tailbone into the mat, we're getting an extended arch. So we're going to work on all three of those positions, but right now I just want you to start in a neutral spine with just a small little arch right there. And get comfortable in this position. You might rock side to side and just make sure that you're equally balanced. You're not leaning on one side over the other. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, relax your shoulders, and breathe out. So let's get ready for our first move. I want you to bring your feet in just slightly. I want you to have your feet about hip width apart, and we're just going to do some pelvic tilts. So what I'm going to do is place my hands on my hip bones. My fingers are pointing, following the crease of the hip naturally, and just kind of making just like a little diamond. And that's going to help us make sure we're doing the movements correctly. Plus, it helps you see my back. So we're just going to do a little pelvic tilt, pressing the back flat, the low back flat into the mat, and your fingertips are kind of pointing upwards a little bit as your palm is almost facing down, pushing down a little bit. And then we're going to release. Excellent. Let's inhale. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Slowly push that low back flat into the ground, into the mat, and inhale, release. Exhale, just roll right into it. Pelvic tilt. Inhale, release. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Inhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, pelvic tilt. And inhale, release into our neutral spine. So now let's go for that extension. We're just going to push the tailbone into the mat and exaggerating an arch in the spine. And then we're going to release. We're going to exaggerate the arch and feel the difference compared to the pelvic tilt. And release. Let's do two more of those. Push the tailbone into the floor. Now your fingertips are pointing down. Release. Last time. Press down. Little arch. And release. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a pelvic tilt circle. So we're going to do a circle of our pelvic girdle. We're going to start with that pelvic tilt. Fingertips are pointing up a little bit. Then we're going to rock to one side. So the weight is on one of your, more on one side. I'm going to the left, so it's more on my left hip. And then I'm going to push forward
into that extended position, putting the tailbone down, arching the back a little bit. Then I'm going to rock over to my right hip, and then I'm going to go back into my pelvic tilt. So let's just practice that slowly. Think of your pelvic girdle as being this bowl. And so now we've tilted the bowl forward, and then we're going to tilt it to the side. We're going to tilt it the other direction, tilting it down away from us, and then rocking it to the right, and then back to the pelvic tilt. So an instructor that I've worked with, she would call this dressing the salad bowl. So you have a salad bowl and you put the dressing in it and you're just kind of rolling it around, coating the bowl without letting the dressing spill out. So now we're just moving a little faster as we're comfortable and moving just freely and loosely. Work at your own pace. So my hands were lifted. If I put them back down on my hip bones, you can feel the fingertips tilting up, tilting to the side, tilting down, tilting to the other side, and then tilting up. Let's rotate the other direction. Just loosening up the hips. This is not strenuous. This should feel good. Just rolling around, making different contact as we move through the motion. Nice. One more time. Pelvic tilt, side, away from the body, side, pelvic tilt. And let's go back to our neutral spine. Excellent. So now what I'd like you to do is extend your legs out. And we're just going to do another motion to kind of open up the hips a little bit more. My feet are flexed. I'm going to turn my right foot to the side, and then I'm going to pull that heel up the leg, point the toe as I get to the knee, then I'm going to lift the knee up, and I'm going to extend it down and flex. Turn the foot out, pull the heel up, pull the toe into the knee, lift the knee, extend it, and turn out. Slide up, lift the knee, and extend. Turn out, pull up, point the toe, lift the knee. Just make it one fluid motion. Now let's reverse. Bring that knee up. Let the leg fall toward the side and slide down and turn the knee up. Pull, bend the knee. Open to the side, slide it down, rotate the knee up. Lift to the side, slide down, knee up to the ceiling. Lift up to the side and relax. Other leg, flex those feet, turn the left foot out, slide that heel up, point the toe, lift the knee up, extend. Turn out, slide up, lift the knee, straighten it out. Turn it out, slide the foot up, lift the knee, push it down. Last one, turn it out, slide up the leg, lift the knee, push it out. Reversing. Bend that knee, lower to the side, slide down the leg, knee up. Bend that knee, lower, open the hips, slide down, knee up. Last one, and release. Great, let's go back into that bent knee, relaxed position, neutral spine. I hope that felt good. All right, we're going to rotate onto our side. Now, when you're on your side position, you always want to make sure if your knees are bent, the knees are stacked on top of each other. The hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked. We're not leaning forward, we're not leaning back. I want you to keep these points stacked at all times. I like to have my head in a neutral position. This is just what I like to do. You could have a little pillow if you need. You could roll up a towel and put it right under here. Just keep the head in a nice neutral position. And we're going to go ahead and we're kind of sitting toward the back edge of the mat. There we go. And I want you to extend your feet out to the mat, okay? I want you to take this hand. I want you to press down on the mat. And what that does, it helps you engage, lift your rib cage off the floor. I don't want you just laying here sagging. I want you to engage. So pull the hip bone toward the bottom rib, and that lifts. I want you to have a little bit of lift right in here. See how there's some daylight in under there? That's what you want. This hand pressing down helps do that. Pull the hip toward the rib and stay in this position throughout. I'll be reminding you to engage your core. This is how we do it. Flex those feet, extend them away from you. Now, engage the core, and you're strong to lift those feet up off the ground just a little bit. Pull them forward to the front corner of your mat and release. We're going to do some very simple side leg lifts, but we're doing this in an engaged position. We're flexing the feet. We are extending that top leg. Push the heel away from the body. Press down with the hand in front here. Engage the core. Pull the hip toward the rib and press your bottom foot into the floor as you're lifting the top leg and lower. Press your bottom leg into the floor as you're resisting. There's like a stretch band or a rubber band between your legs around both ankles, and you're pressing up and then resisting that snap back as you go down. Keep the core engaged and lower back down. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale into the lift. Inhale as you lower. Press that heel away from the body. Press your bent arm, that hand in front, into the mat. Engage your core by pulling the ribs toward the hips. And as you're lifting that heel, the leg, push your bottom leg into the floor. So we're working the top leg, but the rest of the body is engaged. You're stabilizing with the rest of the body. And we're working through a strong core position. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale. You should be feeling this right here, right in your abductors, in your hip, right in here, and the top of that leg. Good. Let's do two more. Press that bottom foot into the ground and press it up. Fantastic. Okay, now we're going to do another move. We're going to swing the top leg behind. Our foot is still flexed. We're going to keep it flexed as we swing it forward, and then we're going to point the toe as we swing it behind us. Flex and point. We're not doing it real fast. We're doing it controlled. The leg is parallel to the ground. It's about 6 to 8 inches off the ground. It's about hip height off the ground, okay? Now, your core is still engaged. We're still pressing down with this top hand. Our lower leg is still pressing into the floor. That's helping us keep our balance. Point that toe back. Flex that toe as we kick forward. Point that toe like you're kicking a ball right here. Kicking that ball, and then we're pointing the toe and extending behind us. Breathing. Great. Hold that leg behind you in that pointed position. Tap that foot down to the mat and then lift it up. Tap down and lift it. Tap down. And as you lift it, kind of hold and squeeze, and then down and squeeze and squeeze. Keeping the core engaged. Lift those ribs off the mat. Don't sag in the midsection. Pull the ribs toward the hip bone. There we go. Pressing down with your top arm. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's your contraction. Inhale. Keep breathing. You should really be feeling that right in here. Fantastic. Keeping these hip muscles strong so they support the skeletal system, support our bones, and help ease any arthritis pain. That is really key. The muscles keep our bones supported functioning better and make them less painful when we move. Supports those joints. Woo! One more. Fantastic. And bring that leg right back in front. Bend those knees. So remember, the knees are stacked now. Hips are still stacked. Shoulders are still stacked. Don't lean back. Keep them right on top of each other. Put that top hand back down. Point your toes. And now we're going to do the clamshell. We're just going to lift our top leg, keeping our bottom leg on the ground, on the mat, and then lower back down. Again, I'm not leaning back. Everything is stacked. I want your toes and your heels to keep touching. All right? It's not a big motion. You don't have to get that leg, this top leg, straight up. Just go as far as you can. As you lift, push your bottom knee into the mat. Okay, get that resistance. And lower. You can think of a band circling your upper shins right below the knees or your thighs, and you are stretching. That band is stretching and you're pushing against it. There we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale as you go into the lift. Inhale. Keep your core engaged. Top hand pressing into the mat. There you go. Bottom knee pushing down into the mat as you lift. Let's do two more. Last one. Now, keep those knees together, and we're just going to kick the heel and down. Lift that lower leg and bring it down. Good. 4. Keep the core engaged. 5. Press your bottom foot into the mat as you lift that top leg. There you go. Knees are stacked. Keep the core engaged. That's it. We're not sagging. We're not relaxing. We're working the whole body as we do this movement. One more. And now bring this knee up into the chest and feel a good stretch. Fantastic. Awesome. Let's push ourselves up and let's switch sides. Get adjusted. We're on the back edge of the mat. Stretch it out. Support the head. Extend your legs. So on the back edge of the mat. Engage. See that? Pull the hip into the rib. Push down with this top hand. Push your bottom foot into the floor, and that's what helps engage the core, okay? And I want you to push those heels away, and I want you to lift up the feet. There we go. Pull them forward and place them down on the front back corner of the mat. There we go. We're engaged, and we're flexing our feet. Push those heels away. Keep the core engaged, pressing the bottom foot down as we lift the top leg. Now remember, the knee is facing forward, not facing the sky or the ceiling. There we go. Keep going. Remember to breathe. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Remember, press that bottom foot into the mat as you're lifting the top leg, stretching the rubber band. Keep going. That's it. If you need to rest, you can take a rest. Do 2 more. Great. Now, let's extend that leg behind us. And now we're going to bring it forward. Kick the ball, point the toe, extend it back. Flex, kick the ball, point, extend. Good. Now again, don't sag in the midsection. Keep it engaged. This top arm is helping keeping you balanced. Push that hand into the mat. That helps the midsection engage. That bottom leg is pushing as you kick forward into the floor. Kick and push back and kick and press back. Let's do a couple more. My favorite series of exercises. It's so beneficial. Extend it back. Point that toe. Tap the toe down and lift it up. Woo! Starting to feel that. Keep the rest of the body engaged. Bottom leg is pressing into the ground as you're lifting the back leg, or as you're lifting the top leg. There we go. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Bring that leg in. Let's bend those knees. And we're going to go into the clam. So engage the midsection. Keep the hips stacked, shoulders stacked, supporting with this hand, pressing it down, pressing the bottom knee into the floor as we lift the top knee up. Keep making contact between the toes and the heels. And down. And press up and down. There's a rubber band around those thighs, and we're stretching. Feel that resistance as you lift that knee up. Bottom leg is staying flat on the ground. Push it into the mat and down. Good. Core is engaged. We're breathing. Lots to think about. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's see if we can do 4 more. Last one. Keep engaged. Keep the body engaged. Lift that foot up and down. Kick it up and down. Very subtle movement. Just rounding out our hip work. Two more. Breathing. All right. Bring that leg up into the chest. Oh, feel that good stretch right here. Bring it in. Nice. Okay. Still working. We're going to roll over, and we're going to come to a not a child pose, a tabletop. Okay? So our feet are hip width apart. Our hands are maybe shoulder width apart. Our shoulders are right over our wrists. Our hips are over our knees. And keep the head in neutral position. And from this engaged, we're not sagging, we're not rounding, just a nice flat back. We're going to extend our right leg. And I want you to push that heel away from the body, extend it out. Let's go ahead and lift it, find your balance. Keep the body engaged, your core engaged, your breathing, and bring it back down. Great. Let's extend the left leg. Push that heel away from the body, lift it up. Holding, breathing, finding your balance, and bring it back down. Fantastic. Now, we're going to go back to the right side, extend the right leg, and when we lift the leg up, I want you to pull the hands like you're trying to bring them together. They're not going to move, but you're just going to engage and feel like you're trying to pull your hands together. It's going to engage your arms, your shoulders,
and it's going to help with your stability. I want you to feel that. So lift up, extend that heel away from the body, stretch that leg back, and now pull those hands toward each other. They're not moving, but feel your shoulders, your arms engaged, and that engages your core. That's essential for our balance. Doing great. Push that heel away, breathing. Let's go ahead and point that toe and tap down, lift up, tap down, lift up. This is a very good exercise for your glutes. That's the muscles of your buttocks. Supports the hips. Helps our movements. Excellent. 4 more. 4. Keep those hands pulling toward each other. 3. Helps your stability. 2. And 1. Great. Bring that back in. Let's extend the left leg. Flex that foot. Lift it up. Pull those hands together. Engage the core. Relax the head. Breathe. Excellent. Now let's point the toe. Tap down and lift up. Tap down. Lift up. Tap down. Lift up. Good. Keep pulling those hands together. Keep the upper body engaged. 1 more. And bring it in. Great. Okay. We're going to advance. If you find that that's too challenging, go back to this move we just did. Extend the right leg back. Flex that foot. Push the heel away from your body. We're going to lift the leg up again. Go ahead and point that toe. Now I want you to lift your left arm and just reach it out, like you're shaking someone's hand. And I want you to extend that hand away from the body in front, and the toes pointing back and extending, pushing that away from the body, so you have a nice long extension of the body. And you're supporting yourself with one hand and the opposite knee. I want you to think about pulling those across diagonal. Feel that tension. So you're pulling your hand toward the knee toward the hand. They're not moving, but you're engaging your core. That's going to help your stability. Breathe. For those that want a little bit more challenge, on the exhale, we're going to pull the bent elbow into a bent knee. So inhale, exhale, touch elbow to knee, inhale, extend, exhale, inhale. Keep pulling that knee toward the hand toward the knee on the bottom. That's it, good. So on the mat, they're pulling toward each other. We're exhaling as we pull the action elbow and knee toward each other. Feeling a good crunch right there, engaging the core and extending it out. Last one. Place the hand down, lower the leg, bring it in. Fantastic. Other side. Extend the left leg. Flex that foot, extend the heel away from the body, lift it up, reach the right hand out, like you're shaking someone's hand. Point that back toe, really stretch. Now, pull the left hand toward the right knee, the hands on the mat, and the knee on the mat, and that engages the core and it improves your stability. Helps you hold this position. Breathe. Lift that leg a little higher, lift that arm up a little bit, extend them out, really stretch, engage the core. Hand on the mat, knee on the mat, pull them toward each other. Breathe. On the exhale, let's pull it in, elbow to knee, and then extend it out on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep engaging the core. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it. Breathe it out. And extend. Lower the leg. Lower the arm. Bring it in. And let's sit back on our heels, reach it forward. We're just going to an extended child pose. Your hands are about shoulder width, maybe a little closer. They're extended. I want you to just drop your head between your shoulders, sitting back on your heels, and just relax. Deep breath. Great. Bend those elbows, and let's just lower into a very modified cobra position. Lifting the chin a little bit, stretching your hip flexors, stretching those abdominals a little bit. Breathing. If you want to extend up a little bit more, feel free. Try to relax the belly. And lower down. We're going to extend the top arm. We're going to reach back for the foot. We're stretching our quadriceps. We're going to do them one at a time. That's the front of your thigh. Your hips are square because you're on your belly and they're locked in right there. They can't go anywhere. This is a really good way of doing a quadricep stretch. It really helps isolate just the quadriceps, the front of your thigh. Breathe. Try to relax into the stretch. If you can't reach your foot, you can use a band or a towel to basically extend your arm, extend your reach. Just lasso it around the ankle and hold on to the towel. Change sides. Release. Let's push it up. Let's move on to our back. We're going to do a few final stretches. There we go. All right, hands out to the side, feet wide to the edges of the mat. We're in a neutral spine. We're going to let our knees fall to one side, and you're going to feel that good stretch, a little bit in your low back, but across the front of the hip here. Breathing. We've warmed up. These are just our static stretches. Good way to cool down, end your workout. Stretch out the muscles you've worked. Slowly. Lots of good breathing. Don't hold your breath. Don't rush through these. Hold them for at least 20 seconds. Let's do the other side. This is a favorite part of my workout, so I don't like to rush them. Bring them back up. Good. Go through that pelvic tilt. Bring one knee into your chest. Extend the other leg. Flexing my feet, so I think about pushing my heel, my lower straight leg, that heel away from the body. And then I'm elongating the stretch of the hamstring by flexing my foot and pulling the knees into my chest. Open up the chest, tuck under the shoulders. Fantastic. Feel a good stretch right in here, your hamstring. Bring both knees up. Rock side to side. Little back massage. That feels good. Extend the other leg. Flex that foot. Push it away from the body. Flexing, bending the top knee. Flexing the top foot. Pulling into the chest. Relaxing your chest. Breathing. Again, good stretch for the hamstrings. Bring that bottom leg up. Let's take this top leg and put it crossed on your ankle up toward the knee. Let's push that leg away from this, push this bent knee away from the body, and you feel a little release kind of the hip joint in here.
That feels nice. And that gets us ready to go into our lying pigeon. So we're going to reach our right hand through the center, and then our left hand is going to the outside, and just pull that bottom leg up. And we're keeping, this is a lying pigeon, a lying four position, four stretch. My feet are flexed again just to kind of help extend the stretch. Breathing, relaxing. Don't overstretch this, just feel a mild stretch and hold it, and that stretch sensation should diminish as you hold the stretch. As you exhale, you can bring the stretch in just a little bit more. And release. Changing sides, cross the other leg up, push that leg away from the body again, kind of a little bit of a release for the hip there. And reaching in, pulling that bottom leg up, feeling the stretch right in here. There's a small muscle in here called the piriformis, and it's a great stretch. This is a great stretch for that muscle. The sciatic nerve runs below it, sometimes through it, and when it's tight, you might get some sciatic pain, and this can help release that. But just don't overdo it. Mild stretch, breathe. And as the stretch sensation diminishes, you can pull it in just a little bit further on your exhale and hold again. Fantastic. Okay, our last exercise, stretch, call it what you want. On our backs, flex those feet, reach those arms up overhead, and we're just going to push let's start with the right side, push the right heel away from the body as you're reaching the right arm overhead, stretching it to the opposite, stretching it away from the head. And feel elongation along the whole right side of the body. That's what you want. And relax. Let's do the left side. Stretch that left heel away from the body. Stretch the right arm overhead away from the head. Stretch. Feel elongation of the left side. And release. Good. Bring those arms back over. And just relax. Fantastic. You can just lay there for a little bit and close your eyes. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will join me